G'day there guys, how can I face my problems if the problem is my face? It's your main man Markee and welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the A-hole. Now, if you enjoyed the stories on today's episode, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn on the barbie, and enjoy today's bloody good content. Thank you. Posted by user 500 Days to Live. Titled, Am I the A-hole for not telling my wife that I am dying? Male, 31 here. For the past 15 years, I've been dealing with a medical condition that requires constant medication and consistent doctor's visits. I had always been projected to live until 50 to 60-ish, however, a recent complication has cut that down to 12 months, 16 at best. In about 10 months, my condition should start getting a lot worse. After 12 months, I'll essentially be living in the hospital. I'm married of 4 years with no kids. I haven't had the heart to tell my wife the news. I don't even know how. We always knew that I'd die younger than I wanted to, but we never expected it to be this soon. As much as I know I should tell my wife, I don't want my last year to be plagued with an impending doom. My wife and I have always talked about living abroad somewhere. Maybe Australia, but we've never found the time or money to do so. I've been saving up to go to graduate school, however, and I don't see much point in that now. So here's my idea. Take some of that money and take my wife to Australia for a few months and enjoy the time together. I have a job I can work remotely from anywhere, and she has a job that can easily find work anywhere. We can work part-time and enjoy our time together. When we get back, or maybe towards the end of it, I will break the news to her. I just wouldn't want the trip to be ruined for us by constant reminders of me dying. I know my wife, and she's very emotional, to the point where I feel like she'll be crying every day and not enjoying herself. I want this memory to be a good one for her, and not plagued by my time ticking down. Am I the a-hole for putting off telling her I am dying? Note, I have life insurance that will take care of her, so I'm not too worried about spending this money now on this trip, and I plan on talking to her about a sperm bank, just in case she wants my kids in the future, as well as premised birthday cards and other things for her to have. Wow, that's not a good idea. That's really not a good idea. Springing that on her at the end of a vacation, that's just a terrible thing to do to someone, let alone your life partner. You should not be doing that to them. This is definitely something you tell her now, you tell her yesterday, you tell as soon as you find out the news because you married this person. They're there to struggle with you in life and in death. I get that this is something that's hard for you and your life is ending and you're scared, but you need support and she's there to give you support. Yeah. It really sucks, and it sucks more not telling her. So, go with the path of more resistance in this case, because the path of least resistance that you're choosing is only going to blow up horribly in both your and her face later on. I'm going with you're the a-hole for this one. And in the comments, Deleted says, I have terminal cancer at 33 years old. I have a spouse and no kids. You need to tell her now. You in turn need to do some serious planning. It looks like you've thought a lot of things through, but you haven't gotten her opinion. That's total bullcrap. You need to plan your end of life together. In regard to your vacation, my spouse and I went to Hawaii a few months ago, and I almost died there due to unexpected cancer complications. I made it home after a very ill-advised plane ride, but we made that decision together. We would both rather that I die at home than scrape a few extra days out in a hospital away from everyone we loved. Ultimately, you and your doctors do not know the day of your death. They may not even know the year. It's their best guess. I'm already 1 month past my expiration date and feeling great. There's a person in my terminal illness support group that is 9 years past his date. How the hell do you think she'll feel if you go downhill in Australia and is stuck there? She will have no one there to help her and comfort her. How will she get your remains back home? How will she plan the funeral? You just saddled her with a mountain of work on top of her grieving. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go, but again, she needs to know and she needs to plan with you. By the way, you really should go. Take the bull by the horns while you can. I'll second that. Great country, great Medicare. In fact, I'm there right now, hooroo. She will need people around her to help her, and they will be able to do a hell of a lot more for her if they know the situation ahead of time. Allow her to confide in her friends and family if she chooses. Trust me, she will find out something is wrong. She will know something is bothering you in a very profound way, but she will not know what. Are you thinking of divorcing her for another lover? Are you going through a depression? There are a million things that might occur to her. Putting her through that is so incredibly unfair. I have a lot more to say about this, as our situations are very similar, but I'll stop here. Reply or PM me if you want to chat more about it. Tyler D123483 says, I wouldn't call you the a-hole, but I mean, like, to break it all on her at once would be a tragic thing to hear. In my opinion, your plan is great to make a great memory and then tell the news, but she definitely needs to know sooner than later. And Winter Badger says, you're the a-hole, because not only will she not forgive you, she'll blame herself for missing the signs you were hiding. She'll convince herself she should have known even with you hiding it, and it will eat her alive. Tell her. Have the conversation. Apologize for waiting this long, and enjoy your last time on this earth with her and make the best of it. And now on to the update. Hey all, I wasn't sure if I was going to make this update, but things are getting gloomier. I feel that I owe you guys the closure you deserve for all the help you gave me, as well as the multiple news stories, lol. Although I didn't respond much, due to everything being so new and overwhelming, I want each of you to know that I read every single comment and message multiple times over the past year and a half. I did end up telling my wife soon after my post. She took it rough, as expected. It ruined me to see her that way, but I knew that I needed to tell her. She did enjoy reading through the original thread though, as many of you had heartwarming thoughts and messages. We took the time that we needed to ensure that she would be set up as best as possible. Following that, we went and spent the best 4 months of my life in Australia. The experience was amazing, and I couldn't have asked for a better dying wish. We came back just in time for the pandemic. Honestly, I was scared to death and still am, but somehow I've lasted this long. I've lost much of my strength, and hospice has come in to set up the house and ensure that I'm comfortable enough to die. I had thought that I would be dead by now, so it's hard to complain about getting a little extra time. I've left a large collection of greeting cards in my possession with a friend. Birthdays, first anniversary without me, remarriage, children's birth, and birthdays, if she uses my sperm. I didn't tell her about any of these, just because some of these events aren't guaranteed. But I know that they can help if the time comes around. Overall, I'm content. About as content as I can be. There's a lot of things I would have done differently in life if I had known that this would happen, but that's unfortunately out of my control. However, I do know that I did the most I could have done with the remaining time I was given. I'm just glad that I had the time left while I still had my health, as I know that many aren't as lucky. Thanks again for all of your help. I'll answer any questions you guys have, so long as it isn't personally identifiable, which includes my medical information, as my town paper was thoughtful enough to write an article about me. Just be patient, please. Even typing for long periods of time gets painful. Ex-Opranaut says, I'm so glad you're happy with the choices you made, and send you my best wishes. You reminded me of this article from a few years ago about the top 5 regrets of those approaching the end of their lives. 1. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. 2. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. 3. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. 4. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. And 5. I wish that I had let myself be happier. Reading that made me change my life. I hope it's helpful to others. I'm gonna save those 5 regrets in my notes to try to engage with them because I can already relate strongly to 3 of those. The first is what I do all the time, and it infuriates so many of my friends because I'm not career or work driven. I'm family driven. I volunteer in an op shop 3 days a week, while my son is only 2 and in childcare to get the social skills that he wasn't getting from me. I could be working a paid job, but with how much time I have to take off, if his mental health declines, I'd be jobless. I will build my career as I spend time with him and future kids that I have, not when my friends tell me when I need to build my career. Aussie Belgian says, "Your original post precedes my Reddit start date, so this is my first time reading this. I just wish you all the strength needed to get through this. Your courage is admirable, and best of luck." And Ask Me About My Beer Gut says, "Hey man, I was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma cancer 5 years ago. I fortunately beat it, so far, with immunotherapy drugs. However, I expect it will return before I'm able to live to full retirement. I knew I would be dead within 6 months. It didn't bother me at all though. Here's how I viewed it. We live in the best time in all of human history. You were able to fly 35,000 feet in the air at 400 miles per hour to Australia. No human ever in history up until around 100 years ago ever got to experience such an awe-inspiring thing. You've been able to eat better than any king in the history of humanity. Think about the food available to us today. Imagine how kings thought they ate so good all throughout history. They didn't experience probably 1/100th of the food that you were able to experience in your life. This goes for drink as well. The best things in life are actually the most simple. Hot coffee outside on cool mornings, grilling a great steak with a cold beer while the sky turns orange as the sun sets, kittens purring, puppies playing. My point is this. They estimate there have been around 80 to 100 billion humans who ever lived. Most humans that ever lived are already gone. But you, my friend, lived better than 99.99% of them. You won the human lotto. We all did. Drink a cold one for me, buddy, because I'll be right behind you. We are all right behind you. See you on the other side. Posted by user Lucy Various, titled, "Am I the a-hole for being upset about my birthday?" So I, 24 female, share the exact same birthday with my uncle, 24th of October, and because of this, most of my family forgets about my birthday, and those that don't are more concerned with my uncle's. It's how it's always been. I never got a cake in all my years of living, or a gift in the last 8 years, except for one on my 18th from my own mother, but no one else. Not a card, nor a happy birthday message, which would suffice because it's not about the gifts, it's about the principle of remembering I exist. Because my family couldn't afford it after the gifts for my uncle. Now, I don't hold it against him, because he's the only one who genuinely remembers and gets me a card every year. I'd hope when I'd married my husband, then at least I'd have a family, in-laws, who would remember. But now, I've come to find out that not one person cares about it, even my husband, because my birthday is overshadowed by my niece's 27th October birthday. They're all crowding round her. I don't blame her either, but I got very upset with my husband over this, because not only is he trying to plan out the most extravagant gifts to send her, but when I asked for a card, something so small but really significant to me because I rarely get them, and save the ones I do get forever, he laughed at me and said he needs to save money for the bills, and now he's mad at me for ruining everyone's fun at planning his niece's birthday, and in his own words, putting myself first. I'm actually very saddened by this because now, not only do I have one family who forgets and or doesn't care, now I have 2. Why do I even have a birthday? Or why do I keep hoping the next year will be better? I'm gonna go with not the a-hole. Oh my god. I want to start sending you a bunch of happy birthday cards and gifts and anything because, Jesus, you shouldn't be made to feel so left out. That's so sad, especially by your own husband. What's wrong with putting yourself first on your own birthday? That's not an issue, that's expected. It's your day, it's your special big day. And yes, your niece is allowed to have a day too, but that doesn't mean we don't celebrate your birthday at all. We don't get you anything. What a heartless prick. Like, genuinely, what's his problem? It's his wife. You're supposed to put her above everyone else. The niece is never in any universe more important than your own wife. Get a bloody grip, mate. Definitely not the a-hole for this one. I feel so bad for you, OP. Oh my god. And in the comments, Psychology Genius Throw says, not the a-hole, and please keep your account active. I'll wish you when the day comes. Now, here's what I think. Birthdays are important no matter what age. Birthday is the one day we expect to be appreciated by our family and friends. Your family is the a-hole for ignoring you, and your husband is a bigger a-hole. Significant other's birthday is always an important event, and if he couldn't prioritize yours, you shouldn't prioritize any of his life's important events. Steer clear from celebrating or wishing anyone a birthday. You're still very young. Please find friends and people who genuinely appreciate and treasure you. Your life has just started. Don't stay stuck with people who don't care about your feelings. I'd say not the a-hole. It's not so much to ask to say, happy birthday, I'll cook your favorite meal tonight, or just a simple card. If money really is that tight, writing happy birthday on a napkin would still show effort, and might be memorable later in the future. Thank you. I thought the same. I mean, in monetary terms, he's planning on spending upwards of £200 plus on his niece, so we're really not tight on money at all. But that's not what I care about. It's the fact he won't acknowledge my birthday's existence. Real question, why did you marry him if this was important to you, and you knew he was like this? Because before marriage, he wasn't like this. He used to be super attentive and caring, and I honestly saw zero red flags. But after marriage, it's a different story. I try not to jump and say dump someone, but you are his chosen life partner. You should, other than children, be his first priority. Maybe you two need therapy, but you should find out why you aren't his priority, and then decide what you want to do from there. But you deserve to be someone's priority. I'm seeing more of these posts, and I'm going to say not the a-hole. My birthday is Christmas, and I know what it feels like. It's not my birthday without some sort of trauma or inconvenience. I've had to share birthdays with other cousins, even cake. People have forgotten even when I'm in the same room. It sucks. Maybe it's me being aggressively petty, but I would make my own cake, get me something I love, and if someone asks, I'd say, since no one cares, I'm celebrating myself and no one gets cake. You don't have to do that, but that's me. I told this guy that I was seeing this year that my birthday is really important, and please acknowledge it, as previous boyfriends have either ignored it or ruined it. He sent a terse, happy birthday, via text, and that was it. And it hurt doubly because it was during quarantine, and I couldn't just go celebrate it with anyone else. So I did a birthday photo shoot of myself celebrating my own birthday. He's obviously my ex now, but I've given up hope that any significant other will ever give a crap. Ow, that really hurts to hear. And now on to OP's update, titled, Update, Thank You All So Much. I'm so sorry for not replying sooner to all of you. I was overwhelmed by the messages I got on my birthday, so I thought I'd address them all here. A. What did I do for my birthday? So I ended up buying myself a cake and some Baileys, alcohol, to have a mini celebration. I picked up some face masks, clay masks, along the way with some other bits and bobs, and had a nice little pamper day to myself. I think my husband may have understood I was a bit upset, and what he did was very sweet. He ordered a delivery of a bouquet of pink roses. Quite a large one, and they're my favorite flowers too. And I was the one who answered the door. I was floored by the message that he put with them, which read, "Luciferius, you are the love of my life. Always have been, always will be, XX. And it did make me cry a lot. In a good way. So I'm overjoyed by that simple sentiment alone. I didn't know he ordered them, or how, but I'm just happy about that. B. Did you receive any of the cards? Yes, I did. Thanks to the kindness of Redditors, I got quite a few, and their memories I'll treasure for a long time. So thank you all for this kind gesture to a stranger, because you helped me feel a lot better about the day than I was expecting to feel. 7 cards physically came on my birthday, and all of them had words that I'll hold in my heart. And C, did you enjoy your day? I did. Even though I couldn't do much outside of my house, I had a lovely day, which I don't think I'll forget for a long time. Edit, thank you all. Thank you all so much for the well wishes and messages. I'm floored by the compassion I've been faced with over the last few days from my fellow Redditors. I'm sorry I couldn't reply to everyone, but I hope you understand that I'm very thankful to all of those who have taken their time to upvote, comment, or message me. May you all have good birthdays and many great memories to last. And in the comments, Depuis78 says, Happy birthday. I looked at your previous comments from your previous post and saw that you had 8 siblings. 7 of them are half-siblings, who all received birthday celebrations and cakes. Did your parents ever try explaining why? Or do you have any theories? I'm so angry with your family on your behalf. Thank you. And they did explain many years ago that money was tight around that time of the year, with birthdays and Christmas around the corner. I mean, as a kid, I'm not too sure what I thought back then, but I wasn't happy about it. As an adult now, it's more that I'm accustomed to it than anything else now. To add to this, my mother did in fact send some face masks to me this year, which again, went hand in hand with the spa day, so I'm quite thankful that it was remembered this year by someone in the family. Also, I love the idea of a birthday month. That would be cool to try sometime. Maybe I'll try it on another milestone like my 25th. Wait. So they couldn't afford to do anything for your birthday because there were birthdays and Christmas around the corner? I think my brain short-circuited reading that logic. I was born on my uncle's birthday, 24th of October. It was his 16th when I was born, and I'm sure that grudge is still there. Who mostly got to celebrate instead of me. My dad's birthday is also November 8th, and they usually celebrated it on bonfire night, the 5th, with fireworks. So yeah, I hope this clears up any confusion. The confusion isn't why your birthday is the one to suffer needlessly when apparently everyone else's is well taken care of. This sounds incredibly cruel and intentional, and you seem to be bending over backwards to make excuses for it. They lied to you. They had money. They had time. Just not for you. Disaster Conscious 238 says, I'm so glad you had a good birthday, and I certainly hope all the ones that come next just keep on getting better. Birthdays are the celebration of one's life, and in my family, we believe it's important that we cherish those who are celebrated. Cheers to you. May you have a long, successful, happy life. Happy birthday. I wish for you another 100 of these days. But on another note, are you seriously delighted and over the moon that the same husband that belittled you and your special day got you a bouquet of flowers with a card that had 3 sentences when strangers on the internet wanted to make sure that you felt loved on your birthday, and your whole-ass husband got you a bouquet of flowers with a card that, according to what you wrote, didn't even acknowledge your day? Little bit of a red flag. I agree. Although I don't want to rain on the OP's parade because I'm glad she feels loved. She should. She sounds awesome. That being said, flowers and a social media post is the bare minimum for somebody who needs their birthday to be acknowledged. I came from a similar background, feeling ignored on special occasions. And it took me until my mid-30s to realize that I had to tell my partner exactly what I wanted on my birthday and Valentine's Day. Now I'm like, this occasion is really important to me. Even if you don't totally get it, it doesn't have to be expensive, but I would like a gift, flowers, and a special dinner together. In my current relationship, I told my current partner that long in advance of our special occasions, so he had a clear understanding of how to make me feel loved. As it turns out, when you're in a happy partnership, you want to make each other happy, and so he gives me exactly what I asked for, and then some. This year he drew me a bath, brought me French cheeses and wine while cooking me dinner. As a result of my clear communication, he now feels comfortable communicating his needs so I can give him love in a way that's all about him. It's okay to have that need, and to ask for it to be met. I'm glad the OP's partner came through with flowers and a card and a social media post. But if he's around for the next birthday, he can do better. Sometimes we take turns stretching out of our own comfort zone to meet them in theirs. That being said, it's a work in progress, so the flowers and the card are a really good start. G'day there guys, and that's the end of today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed it and were entertained by today's bloody good content. As always, I want to do a quick shout out and a thank you to all my channel members and Patreon subscribers. Your beautiful faces and names will be up on screen right now. Haven't forgot about you guys, sorry I was taking a little break there. So yeah, if you see yourself, give yourself a pat on the back. If you want to be on this screen, there's links down to the description below where you can sign up and help support the channel and all future projects that I'm going to be doing on this one. With all that said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to. I'll see you in the next episode, and I do hope you enjoy it. Thank you.